In this example, we got to split something in radians, so this really takes it kind of to another level than just degrees. Degrees is kind of easy to see how to split it up, but radians not so much. Now think about this, the 12 on the bottom. Is there any 12 in the unit circle? No. But look, 12 divided by 4 is 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4, 12 divided by 2 is 6, or 12 divided by 6 is 2. So if we can split this into two numbers that are able to simplify with the 12, then we'll actually be able to work. So I'm thinking 3. 3 can simplify with the 12. So what would that be? Well, 19, we can split that up as 16 plus 3. And if you think about that, that 16 over the 12 would become, divide both by 4, it would give you 4 over 3. And that 3 over 12 would then divide and give us 1 over 4. And 4 pi over 3 and pi over 4, 4 pi over 3 in the unit circle would be right here. And then pi over 4 right here. And I'm sure there's more ways that you can split it up. So you have different options. So let's go ahead and use those. So cosine of 19 pi over 12 would be equivalent to cosine of 16 pi over 12 plus 3 pi over 12. And then that would be equivalent to cosine of 4 pi over 3 plus pi over 4. And then this would be equivalent to cosine of 4 pi over 3 times cosine of pi over 4 minus sine of 4 pi over 3 times sine of pi over 4. So cosine of 4 pi over 3, remember that was close to the y-axis down here, so everything's negative. So cosine of 4 pi over 3 is going to be negative 1/2. Cosine of pi over 4 square root of 2 over 2 minus sine of 4 pi over 3 is going to be negative square root of 3 over 2 times sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. And then that's going to equal negative square root of 2 over 4. And that's square root of 2. My 2's are looking more like z's. Then plus square root of 6 over 4. And so what we'll have is negative square root of 2 plus the square root of 6 over 4. Now something that they like to do, if one of them's positive and the other one's negative, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're actually going to rearrange these so that the negative's on the right. Because sometimes we might think of that negative and we see this and they might think that negative is out front, but it's not. That negative only applies to the square root of 2. If you had it out front, that would mean it applies to both of these because you have to distribute to both, and that's not the case because it's only applying to the negative square root of 2. So I'm going to rearrange that and have square root of 6 minus the square root of 2. It's the same thing, and that would be over 4. Fix that 4, and that would be your answer.